Are you ready? I am going to solve the problem. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the world's best gun lubrication. I don't care what all the I don't care what any of you think. This is the best lubrication for any firearm. Have you heard that before? It's horse hockey. The best lubrication for my firearms may not be the best for you. If you live in the desert, where there's a lot of dust, your carry weapon, you may not want any oil at all. You may want to use a dry lubrication, kind of like a graphite powder. However, most people will use Teflon because this gives the appearance of nastiness. Even though it's the best lubricant known to man, it is dirty nasty. So if you're in the military and you're going for inspection and you try to use something like this, you will get an Article 15. Even though it's the best lubricant, best dry lubricant known to man, it is still nasty. You know, I'd like to see somebody like Nut and Fancy, take one of his ARs and get all the oil out of the bolt carrier group and just dust all the parts inside, just coat all the parts inside of his weapon with this stuff and then take it out for a running gun. See how it works. Of course, when you come to clean it all off, it would be fairly easy to see your parts clean because it would come off like black. If you rinsed your part off with WD-40 or something like that to clean it with, you'd see a black ooze come off because this stuff is black and it's a powder. So anyhow, somebody in the desert areas may want to use a Teflon or something like this. Somebody that lives in the swamplands of Louisiana may want to use a grease. You got all that high humidity and everything. Somebody that's storing their guns for a long period of time that's not going to shoot them may want to use wax. That's right, wax. Or cosmoline. Basically what cosmoline is, almost a greasy wax. Anything to coat the metal and prevent moisture from getting to it. So there's no one lubricant that is the best. There's different lubricants for different areas. I mean, for my area, for what I use automotive grease for lube because I'm in a high humidity area and grease holds to the part. All right, I don't have to worry about a bunch of dust. And I don't shoot that often, so it coats the metal parts and protects from humidity. As far as the best gun cleaning stuff, hey, I don't care if you use diesel fuel as long as you clean it. You can use diesel fuel to clean your gun parts. Take an air compressor, diesel fuel and brush everything out. Take an air compressor and just blow all the diesel fuel back out. Throw a little grease to it, you're good to go. If you want to buy gun butters, if you want to buy, what's that other one? Break Free, and you want to buy all this stuff that basically what the manufacturer does is put, commercial solvents and oils in a can and then they relabel it and say, look, it's mine. Or they'll mix some Teflon with their oil and say, look, we got Gun Lube. And they'll put a brand name on it and give a little advertisement for you people out there that live by advertisement and say, ours is the best. You know what? I've used some of that fancy stuff. But you know what? Just as good. It's a little stinkier. But this is a good high temperature moly automotive grease. Holds on to the parts well. The real trick is to, after you're firing your weapon, to clean it off. Now, that's one of the things I like about the grease is because it holds the dirt. But, it not only does it doesn't really attract it, it makes it easier when you clean it out. You can really see all the stuff come out. So you can see it all come out. and it's done. So that's the real trick, is to continually maintenance your gun. Let's put it this way: if you're a cop and you depend your life on your gun, you should field strip your gun at least once a week, whether you use it or not, just to inspect the parts. Take it apart, wipe it down, look, make sure there's nothing cracked, anything like that. Remember, you're depending your life on this weapon, so don't be that lazy that you can't disassemble your firearm and inspect it at least once a week. Clean the cobwebs out of it. Just like your belly button, that firearm gets a little bit of gets dust bunnies down in the barrel. So go ahead and clean it up. That's the best gun lube, is continuous removing. And okay, let me rephrase that. There is no best gun lube. It depends on your location. Desert, dusty areas would require a little bit less, finer, lighter oils. Maybe no oil at all. I really think the dry powdered or the dry Teflons and graphite powders would work best in high dusty areas for out in the desert. I know, and that's one reason that they don't use this, because watch this. That is the residue that would be left on your internal firearms parts. And that's why nobody wants to use it. Not because it's not the best lubricant known to man, the best ever invented. It's moly graphite, but it's dirty. It's dirty, nasty, but it's good. As far as lubricant, it's not pretty, but it's good. So anyhow, that's I'd like to see somebody use that in the desert and make a video. I'm not in a desert. I don't have to, but I've used it on parts. It works as a great lubricant. Really good for your door hinges and stuff, but it's dirty. That's probably why it's never caught on. So anyway, you pick your lube however you want to. The best lube is the one you use. So if you like gun butter and all that high dollar stuff, more power to you. If you want to use some diesel fuel and axle grease, thumbs up.